Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. Today I'm sharing a really meaningful experience I've had over the last few weeks. A series of field visits to Alexander Galt Regional High School, or Agrhs. My goal was simple, to build a school data portrait and try to understand the school, the community, and especially the students who learn there. And honestly, I learned way more than I expected. When I first pulled up to Agrhs, the scenery alone caught me off guard. The school is surrounded by this really beautiful, calming landscape. It really felt welcoming before I even stepped inside. And the moment I did walk in, I noticed something right away, the artwork everywhere. Student art in the hallways, in classrooms. It gave the school this warm, creative energy. It immediately told me students here matter. Their voices matter. Their creativity is celebrated. And people, every single student and teacher we interacted with was friendly. I remember one student who helped me find the bathroom without me even asking. And that says a lot about the culture right there. One thing that stood out to me early on, even before the visits, was the Eastern Township School Board website. Coming from an OCDSB and UCDSB school board, I was really surprised by how much transparency there was. All the policies, procedures, even water quality test results. I had never seen that before. Agrhs itself offers things I wish I had in my own high school experience. A daily academic block so students can catch up on homework, late buses so kids can actually attend extracurriculars, healthy sexuality resources for parents, and a student service team that's made up of 4 professionals, each of their own area of expertise. It felt like a school that truly considers the whole student, academic, emotional, and social. What surprised me most was how quickly students welcomed us. We walked into a classroom right away, and teachers asked for our pronouns, and there were smiles all around. And this was early in the school year, but the sense of belonging was already strong. The student population is diverse in a lot of ways, linguistically, culturally, and also in terms of learning needs. Some students rely heavily on routine, while others movement, some thrive with visual aids, and others prefer independent work. There were also invisible diversities, sensory needs, attention differences, emotional regulation challenges, and the school structure supports those things really thoughtfully. I watched students rotate through stations, use notebooks for vocabulary, manage laptops responsibly, and sometimes not so responsibly. Because yes, there were also students playing online games or chatting through email, but honestly, that's a part of the reality of technology in schools today. One of my favorite visits was focused on the classroom environment. The third teacher. Miss Winter's classroom stood out so much. Fairy lights, lamps, flexible seating, tall stools, comfy chairs, rocking chairs, even a yoga ball. The lights were dimmed, creating a calm vibe. It was warm, homey, and visually rich. I could totally imagine learning in that space. She uses numbered stations so students rotate and learn organization, time management, and teamwork. Her smartboard is always clear and structured, including a checklist so students know what to do next. That reduces anxiety and supports independence. It reminded me of the classrooms that inspired me when I was in school, spaces with big windows, flexible seating, nature, and students work on the walls. Another huge theme was inclusion. I'm neurodiverse myself, and a lot of what I saw really resonated with me. The student services team plays a massive role at Agrhs. There's someone for mental health, someone for emotional regulation, someone for academic organization, someone for younger students, and they all collaborate constantly. It wasn't just differentiated instruction. It was a whole school commitment to making sure every student feels safe, supported, and understood. The readings we did, like If You Show Up, They'll Surprise You, and Neurodiversity, the Future of Education, hit home when I saw how Agrhs actually puts those philosophies into practice. They don't treat differences like a problem. They treat them as part of who each student is, and that honestly meant a lot to me. In our 4th visit, we focused on technology, and wow, there was a lot to see. Smartboards, Google Classroom, read and write, YouTube videos for lessons, visual timers. Students use laptops almost constantly. Technology makes lessons smoother, more interactive, and more accessible, but it also creates distractions. games, browsing, chatting, and the school recognizes this. One teacher talked about a 24-hour screen-free challenge, which I actually found refreshing. Even teachers know the balance is hard to find. I realize technology doesn't automatically change learning. It just changes the tools. The structure of learning is still very traditional underneath. But when technology is used initially, especially for accessibility, it can be incredibly powerful. So after our 5 visits, what did I learn about AGRHS students? They are friendly, independent, diverse in visible and invisible ways. They're creative, resilient, and deeply shaped by a school culture that prioritizes well-being, clarity, and inclusion. They thrive when routines are clear, expectations are consistent, and classrooms feel physically and emotionally safe. They're confident with technology, sometimes too confident, but they're also open, warm, and welcoming to newcomers. AGRHS students are supported by a strong community, both inside and outside the school walls, and it shows. As a future teacher, these visits taught me so much. I want to build classrooms that are flexible, welcoming, visually rich, and supportive of many different learning needs. I want to collaborate with student services teams, and I want to use technology in ways that actually support student learning, not just because it's there. AGRHS showed me what a school can look like when belonging, well-being, and creativity are genuinely a part of the culture. And honestly, it's a school I would have loved to attend. Thank you for listening to today's episode. I'll see you in the next one.